Hi guys, and welcome to a video on how to remove a Mk3 Skoda Fabia dashboard. So first step, we've removed the battery because we are going to be dealing with airbags today. This wheel will need to rotate 90 degrees either way to unclip this front airbag. We can start by disassembling the steering wheel, get this out of the way, and then you need to take the indicator stalks off, or cruise and whatnot if you have that, including the slip ring behind here. Very important. Do not mess with that slip ring. Try and keep it in the same position. Set it gently to one side where you're not going to touch it. But yeah, battery's off. We need radio removal keys to remove this radio. If you have got the code, brilliant. Hopefully you won't need it. I don't have a code. This was an auction car, so I'll be taking pictures of the serial number just in case. But yeah, so we're going to crack on with this. Get this steering wheel out of the way first. There isn't a guide as of yet. This is going to be the guide, so I'm going to be flying by the seat of my pants on taking this out. I do have experience with the Mark 1 Fabias on their dashboards and like Ibiza 6Ls, that kind of thing. So I believe it's going to be a similar principle. I mean, there was 10 screws in that. I can't imagine Volkswagen or Skoda have changed their procedures on dashboards and such. This trim does look like it just pulls. We do have a new dashboard in there that I've prepped that isn't blown. So yeah, just going to get cracking. But like I say, first thing, disconnect your battery. Now I'm going to work on the steering wheel. There won't be any time lapsing. I'll just go through it step by step and explain as I've done it what I've done. Hi guys, so we've made a bit of progress. As you can see, I've cheated a little bit. So what I did, I took these panels off all the way along. I started with this one, nice and easy, just a pry tool, nice and gentle. Again, this one ends up being one long piece. This bit here on the top, that literally just pulls off along with the little trim there. You see that bit there, that just pulls off, that just unclips, and that comes out as one. Don't try and separate them. So that's all good. To remove the airbag, all I used was this small pick tool. Made it quite easy, to be fair. All I did was, well, I removed the clocks as well, just giving it that little bit more room behind here without scratching the plastic face up. And that's just two T20s, one there and one there. And then yeah, with the steering wheel rotated there, you can see now you've got the gap where the airbag clipped in. All I did was I went in this way, the tool, rotated it and just gave it a gentle lift up like that, and it just popped right out. It's one of the easiest airbag removals I've done. The Mark 4 Golf style wheel, that is an absolute pain. But yeah, this was nice and easy. But yeah, so this is the squib I was talking about here. To remove the airbag, you've got a couple of plugs. So this wiring, you can change it, you can leave it with. Chances are that may have melted depending on the style. I don't think the VW ones do, but on some cars that they do. You have this one plug here and this one big yellow plug here. Big yellow plug goes in your clock spring there, and then this one here is just here for your multifunction buttons, and as you can see there's a ribbon cable just in there connecting both of those. So unplug those two, your airbag unit comes out. You can see these are the little locking tabs there, and all they do is just sit on there. So if you can grab that spring and just move that spring in, comes right out. Honestly, one of the easiest airbags I've ever taken out of a vehicle. Not that I do it very often, but anyway, so that's that. So next we have probably an M10 spline. I will double check that and confirm once this is out. But as you can see, well, there's a tiny little mark there for where top dead center is, so I'm just going to mark that with the bolt as well. But by having the steering wheel exactly straight, I know it needs to go back on exactly straight as well. But yeah, we'll get that removed, crack on. So that is steering wheel now removed. I cheated. I know it's not impact stuff, but I used the impact just because I couldn't get the leverage holding the wheel and using a 3/8 inch ratchet. So bust out the 1/2 inch stuff. M12 spline, triple square, that good stuff. If it's anything like the Mark 1s, you can reuse these up to 3 times, I believe Volkswagen say, but you must renew it with new blue Loctite. So we will be doing that when we're putting that back. But that steering wheel's out. It's now got 2 T20s holding this lower cowling on, I do believe. One more, feels like just under there. Yeah. Get that one off as well. This plastic cowling should come down. We should then be able to remove, like I say, this clock spring. I know I set mine so that the mark on the inside of the steering wheel lined up with this. I know that this tab here should also be dead square there. Probably the best way to remember where that clock spring needs to go and how to do it. So yeah, we'll get these off. If you are doing a cruise control retrofit at this point, that's probably where you'd swap out this Stalk unit for the one with cruise control with the mode button. But again, that's no longer a VCDS job. That's more of a dealer job, I guess. That was the connector for the back of the clocks, just the one. It will be locked in the upright position. Just push that tab and pull it back, and then that will automatically lift itself out of the clocks. So that's that removed. I'm going to remove this, and then we're going to start looking more towards radio, vents, and light switch. Light switch, very easy, I can show you right now. So on the off position, you push it in, turn it to the right, and pull. And then you've got one connector there. Do bear in mind, with all these wires, you will need to make sure that they go in the right place when you install the new dashboard. So guys, just so you don't have to do the same thing that I've done, I have removed the clock spring from the Stalks there, just 3 T15s, but literally just pull up on these 2 tabs, and that whole assembly will come off. It's no biggie. I've got to learn these things so you guys don't have to make those same mistakes. But yeah, it's literally just those 2 pulls and it comes off. But now we have room for activities. On your indicators, your wiper stalk, you've got one here. Pull the red clip back, push that black tab in. On your cruise one, again, red tab, push in, and then the one for the clock spring, again, pull tab, push in. I really like this design. It makes it a lot easier, and you're a lot less likely to snap these black plastic tabs because there's not really any tension on them. It's all on this red block. Yeah, so now we need to get this vent out. Probably need to get those buttons out, disconnect that. But I think, yeah, you can push that from the back, remove that. As you can see, we've only got one option there. You can get other buttons to fit them, but I don't think they're available on the UK market. But if retrofit's the name of the game, why not? So we've got that. I'll probably move on to taking the glove box out. I mean, the previous owner had a bit of a sugar addiction, don't we all? So yeah, we'll get that out and get the radio out, and then yeah, I do believe that the center console does not need to be removed to remove the dashboard from this vehicle. So yeah, we will see. This is probably going to have to come out, this old plate. Well, that's just a face plate there, so that'll probably pop out, that'll probably unbolt. But yeah, get those radio keys and we'll crack on a little bit more. So guys, that is glove box removed. There's 3 up the top. One is the top one for the latch of the glove box itself. You've got one in each corner at the bottom. That's nice and sticky from all that sugar. And you've got 3 connectors here. This one is the sensor for whether the glove box is open or not. That just pulls. The red tab for the airbag off switch. That's spring loaded. And then one there for the glove box light itself. So now that's removed. I'm going to take this vent out, and yeah, it's radio, heat controls, those middle controls, and dashboard out. So guys, we now have the radio out. We've got 2 plugs on the back there. 1, press in. 2, press in again. That one's a bit stiff. Now, in my infinite wisdom, I could only find 1 radio key. I don't think this is even the right type, but all I did was wiggle it in, went for like the top one first, applied a bit of pressure from the back, got it in, unlatched that one, and just worked my way around. So you don't need 4 radio keys to do this. I did it with 1. Obviously you don't need it for reinstallation, but hopefully by having the battery disconnected, when you take the radio out, you won't need the radio code, because that should hopefully be stored in the clocks like every other Volkswagen product. Yet to be seen. Again, this one, we now have a bit of access there, so maybe we can get a finger in behind there. Yeah, looks like we should be able to pop that out, but yeah, we'll take this fascia trim off, and we're almost at disassemble point. So guys, we've removed the central buttons, which you could swap if you're doing the heated seat retrofit. They would be those end ones that are blank. It comes as a full switch thing, so gone are the days of just throwing the switch in, I guess. Yeah. So those 2 plugs there, one red, one black. The heater AC controls, you've got 2 T20 Torxes just in those indents there. Just remove those. I've just left those screws down here for now. I'm trying to keep all the screws with what they do. That just pulled off, so like the 4 screws for the 5 screws, sorry, for the glove box, they're there. Just don't want to put them in that, it's leaking sugar everywhere. But yeah, the screws for the clocks, they're in the clocks, for example. So yeah, that's just pushed out, that's gone in there. So what we've got to do now is take that out, the multimedia system, because it's a separate screen. That's the radio itself. Again, you'll need the radio removal keys. So we'll get that out of the way, and then we'll start hunting down the Torx. It'd be T20s, like I say, I suspect there's about 10 of them. But yeah, I'll get that out of the way, remove all these screws, and then I'll get to showing you where they all were. So we've removed the lower dash panel, that just pulls out, put it from the bottom, and then it kind of hinges there. If you're putting it back in, you put it top first, then down. But yeah, you've got these longer T20 bolts that go in there to hold the fuse board. So that's now loose. We'll start chasing some others. So I've took some out of this driver's side. I'm feeling pretty happy that I've got everything on this driver's side now. We are still going to need to disconnect the headlight leveling adjustment on here. Yeah, so we've got 1 behind the clocks there. We had 2, so 1 each bottom corner on the bottom there. We also had 1 hiding here, just where my nail is there. You are really going to struggle with that. You kind of want a stubby screwdriver. Ratcheting would probably make your life a lot easier. That's what I'm using. Yeah, so we've got those out of there. There's 1, 2. These panels do just pop off, by the way. So yeah, 1 down in that corner, 1 down in that corner. So we've cracked on with getting some of the Torx screws out now. There's 5 on this driver's side from what I can tell. You've got 1 behind the clocks there. You have 1 in each corner. You have 1 going up. See if we can get a better angle just here. And you got 1 very sneaky one just there. You are going to want a very stubby ratcheting screwdriver for that one in there, because that room is a bit tight. You can remove this to get a bit more access, but yes, yeah, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now I can see right off the bat there's 1 here and behind that bit there. I've already taken that one off and that one off for the glove box, whether that was right or wrong. So that's another 3, so by my count there should be 2 left. That's 1 up in there, which you can see that one there, and then 1 sneaky one back there, which there is. So hopefully with those 2, that's it, that's the last pieces. I will have to unplug this airbag, so I'll go under and do that. But if you were wondering about the end plates as well, they just pop off, they're same as well. And so you can see I've removed the A-pillar trim here, as the dash does clip with it there. So just pull that down and yeah, pry that away. It is spring clipped in. I did hear one of mine pop off and go back behind the dash, but luckily we're taking the dash out anyway, so we'll be able to see that. Yeah, so I'll get on that side, unplug those two screws, and this should be ready to come out. And then guys, you've got two 10mm, so there's one here and there's one the same over the other side, which is right here. Two 10mm bolts, nothing too fancy. Yeah, we'll take those out, we've disconnected the airbag plug, and now the whole dashboard's free to move. You may note that you might need to save those brackets if you are putting in a replacement dashboard. And there we have it guys, as easy as that. That is one Mark III Skoda Fabia dashboard removed. Now this is pre-facelift, but I'm sure the facelift would be exactly the same. So now I've got some additional things to do now. I need to do some wiring for the Autolight retrofit, which will be in a separate video. But yeah, refitting the dashboard would just be a reversal of the removal. Cheers guys, catch you in the next one.